Anyway, Kerbal Space Program. Let's get started. So this is on 1.4.5 with the Making History expansion, which I've never really made any videos for. To be honest, the Making History thing was not quite as exciting to me as I'd wanted. The mission system felt, I don't know, a little rough, a little something like that. I'm not sure. So, I don't know. So I didn't end up playing a whole bunch at the time, but I played a lot relatively recently to that time as well. So there might have been a tiny bit of burnout there as well. But we're going to start a new mission. We need a name for our save. So again, the goal for this mission. So I have the unmanned first science pack. We've got lots of drones and bots and stuff. I even installed the Infernal Robotics mod, although I don't know if that's required. I've got Kerbal Assembly System, Kerbal Inventory System. One thing I'm curious about, can you use probes and the Infernal Robotics to use the like Kerbal Inventory Attachment Construction System to like build things remotely, or do you need actual Kerbals to build things remotely? Because that would be kind of cool. I do want to build a space station around Kerbin at first, and the idea is we'll send out probes all over the solar system, and then bring the science back, and science it in orbit. We do have life support mods installed. We have a variety of things involved. So, I mean, I guess the name of the save is sort of irrelevant, but at the same time, it sort of sets the theme, doesn't it? Where is... Did I not properly install my Quill Flag mod? Maybe something changed about... Oh, no, there it is! Quill 18. Boom. The Luftwaffe. I was looking for my icon. I forgot it's a Luftwaffe token. Name it not NASA. Okay. Done. We're going to make a slight change to the difficulties. We'll leave it mostly on normal, because the harder ones are just more grindy and things. We'll turn off missing crews respawn, which I believe only affects the initial 4 sort of orange-suited Kerbalnauts, which doesn't matter because we're going to fire them instantly anyway. It's done. Just done. I think everything else is okay the way it is. Maybe we could allow other launch sites. I don't know if we'll end up using it or anything, but we'll turn it on and see if that leads to kind of cool stuff. Otherwise, I think we're okay. Okay. Done. Start. Don't tell NASA. Oh, someone's got an emote for that? Nice. No stranding Kerbals on the moon. Listen, I've never stranded a Kerbal on the moon. On Duna, for like over a decade, sure, we've left a Kerbal there before. So here we are. There is, depending on exactly the time of day and I don't know, something else, with my graphic mods, there can end up being this sort of black line on the horizon. For some reason, and I don't know what combination of stuff leads to it. But as far as I can tell, it's the only like sort of graphic glitch that is created by my various collection of like mods and scatterers and shader things and retextures and whatever. But hey, once we're in space, it looks really pretty. Too late. Did I miss something? Oh, just for naming or difficulty thing? Oh, for Petra. P.E.T.R.A. I see what you're saying. Well, you know what? It's just the save name, so it's okay. We can use that for something else. I do kind of like Petra, though. It's the one that makes the clouds, makes it black. Yeah, possibly. All right, so... okay, first thing, of course, we're going to go to mission control and grab our basic missions. Now, if you've never played Kerbal before, I will try to verbalize what we're doing, but we're also going to try to move a little bit fast at first here. So... We're going to start off by grabbing the first 2 basic missions. Gather scientific data from Kerbin. Check. Launch our first vessel. Check. Missions are good for making money so that you can actually, afford to build your ships and all that kind of jazz. Now, then we're going to go to the astronaut complex over here, and we are going to fire all of our astronauts here. Then, I believe what I want to do, we actually may have to cheat ourselves some money so that we can rehire some astronauts. Oh, those are the scatter options. How do you, Alt F12? There you go. That's what it is. Cheats. Because we need enough money to hire some astronauts. Let's give ourselves that, because I think the astronauts will be, what, like 65? Well, they might be a little cheaper at first. And I want to click this button to draft Twitch viewers. Okay. I'm going to get a couple of pilots. We've got Sir Knackle, Sir Salt. Excellent. We're going to get a second pilot. Nonsense Speaker Kerman. We're going to get an engineer. Sleeping Turtle Kerman. Another engineer. Does Kanneker. We're going to draft a scientist. Oh! And we're out of money again. Wow, does that ever scale up quickly? Hold on. We're not even going to be able to spaceship anymore. Let's just get ourselves... I think our starting funds are supposed to be 25,000. So we'll just get ourselves back up to 25,000. And we'll complete some missions. We'll be able to hire some more people in here. It's going to be okay. All right. Now, here's the thing. We are using the unmanned science mod first. So it's actually going to be, it's going to take us a while to tech up to the point where we can have our proper command consoles so that we can put people in the spaceships. Except, as it turns out, because of one of the other mods I have installed, I think it's the USI exploration mod, we actually do start with a manned capsule right over here, which we, in a sense, shouldn't have if we're doing unmanned first. But here's the thing. We're going to embrace the true spirit of Kerbaldom, and we're going to say, listen, our mission here is to go to space. How hard could that possibly be? Let's stick a Kerbal in a capsule with a big rocket underneath it, and we're going to launch this. I mean, I can't think of anything else we might need. I mean, there's certainly nothing in this category here that we might consider adding to this ship. It doesn't exist at all. In fact, almost all the categories are currently empty. We could add a little bit of science, but science schmience. How hard could it possibly be to go into space? So who are we gonna throw in here? Well, clearly we need a pilot. Oh, looks like it's automatically selected. Sir Knackle here. Sir Sodium Chloride. Sir Salt. Excellent. Perfect. We're just gonna launch as is. Oh, I forgot to use the champagne mod to name this ship. It's not too late. We can still name this vessel. Guys, we need a name. We need a name for what will certainly be an extremely successful mission. And I'm sure Sir Salt here will be able to achieve many great accomplishments over the course of his illustrious career with the Petra space program. Icarus, I love it. Icarus. Oh, wonderful. All right, well, we'll be safe, of course. We're going to turn on our SAS, and throttle doesn't matter because it's SRB. So, yeah, let's launch this. Of course, we can't steer. We can't throttle. Houston, we may have a slight problem. Oh, there we go. See, now we're not spinning more. It's fine. We're out of juice. So now Sir Knackle here is just going to clearly make it to space, although we're slowing down a little. Oh, this is a built-in Sepratron. That's interesting. Here, we'll launch that. I don't know if this has improved our situation a little bit. Oh, there's Sir Knackle in the chat. I don't know if that's how you prefer to say it, or Sir Salt, or whatever. Listen, this is going to be fine. I'm sure you're totally okay. Again, it's only space, it's only rocket science. How hard could it possibly be? Oh, hear that? That's an alarm letting us know that we're approaching the ground a little too fast. Oh! Who could have possibly seen this coming? You know, it's not Kerbal Space Program if you don't immediately kill a Kerbal. Goodbye, Noble Salt. Well, I guess we're gonna go back to the Space Center. So we're down one pilot. So maybe the idea of doing the unmanned stuff first. You know, we've talked to the Kerbals in charge, and they're like, I know it's this crazy idea, but perhaps we should run a few more tests before we throw anyone else into what is essentially a tin can with an explosion underneath it. That being said, we did complete our first contract, which was to launch our first vessel. So in a way, this was a huge success. We got a variety of other contracts available. I don't think we'll bother with a lot of these testing ones. If we turn out to need a little bit of money, we may do a few of these, but I think we'll be okay. I'm just gonna grab the Escape the Atmosphere contract. We've got a maximum of 2 right now, and that's gonna be all right. We did get a little bit of science, so, I mean, we could unlock some more stuff. Speaking of science, let's get more science by going to Engineering 101 over here. And actually, this unlocks everything we need to make ourselves a cool, fun little vehicle. Poor Sir Knackle. I'm trying to remember. I have a mod installed. I don't know if I can get to it from here. Oh, there we go. Yes, the Final Frontier Hall of Fame. This is one of my favorite mods. It keeps track of all your Kerbals and what they have done. So we have Sir Knackle over here. Technically, it says 0 missions, 0 days, but I don't know if that's true. He is dead. He does have a written for... awarded for launching a solid fuel booster at 10% of ship mass. Altitude record ribbon for altitude over 1 kilometer. Speed record for going faster than 100 meters a second. G-Force 8 ribbon, awarded for withstanding an acceleration of at least 8 Gs for 3 or more seconds. And finally, a collision ribbon, awarded for any collision while in a vessel. There you go. I mean, really, we really wanted to get you this unique and special achievement. You'll be remembered forever, or at least until we get distracted by something else. Okay. So we've determined maybe we should test a few things. And in fact, we're not even going to leave the ground quite yet. What we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves a little Rove Mate base over here. So this is a probe core that can drive itself, although if we want to have some fun with it, we could throw a little driver's seat on here. I believe that's facing the wrong way around. But it's okay, we can just invert some things if that comes up. Now, I'm trying to remember, I may not have, oh, I do, excellent. Nonsense speaker is gonna go and drive this little rover around. Technically, we don't even need a person on this because it is a probe core, but it'll look cooler this way. And we're gonna throw some wheels on here. So under, not rovers, under ground, there we go. We're gonna add some wheels. We'll turn off that, we'll go this, we'll go into mirror symmetry and throw some wheels on. Excellent. And the back wheels I don't want to steer just because it makes it a little easier to drive. Excellent. We're going to throw some science on here. So under science, we're going to get a 2-hot thermometer. And we'll get a seismic, what is it called? Seismic accelerator? Accelerometer. And we'll throw on a press mat. The other science we have here is the submersible oceanography and bathymetry module. This is, you have to go into water for it. So we'll try not to get this Kerbal wet for now. And that's part of the universal storage mod, which we will hold off. Now, we would like to be able to run multiple science experiments. So we're gonna throw an antenna on here. And while science experiments and driving around doesn't use a ton of power, transmitting stuff does. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw on a bunch of batteries. You don't have solar power or anything like that. But we are going to throw on a pair of batteries there and another pair of batteries on the back over here so that we can drive it around a little bit. And we're going to use the champagne bottle mod to name our vehicle. It'll be the SSP Lion Angel. I love it. Here, we'll even save this bad boy. Oh, and it does have the multiple launch sites enabled. Wow, that's cool. All right, this seems good. Let's go ahead and launch this. And actually, with the multiple launch sites, we can get even more science, even more faster, which is good. So we've decided we may, in fact, use these sort of little rovers, whether it's got a person on it or not, to do a little bit more exploration around space. Just me as watching Kerbal streams weird without Scott Manley's soothing accent. I know, right? I met Scott Manley, and did you know he's from basically right around the corner from Air? You know, Air United, which I love to record and stuff. When I met him, which was at the Surviving Mars press event, I was wearing my Air United shirt, and he's like, we were just, you know, hanging out, and he like turns to me. I hadn't even met him yet. I didn't know who he was. So this guy comes up to me with a Scottish accent, and he's like, wait, what? And then I heard his voice. I didn't recognize him from his face, but I heard his voice, and I was like, hold on, I know who that is. So there you go. We got a little rover. We could have put bigger wheels on it and stuff, but, you know, it roams around. Nice. Over there we can see the wreckage of where Sir Knackle died. Poor him. Okay, so we can do some science. Now we can right-click on the experiments and log pressure data and things like that, but I do have a handy little mod here to more quickly basically right-click the experiments for us. Oh, there we go. I think the EVA function was confusing us. So we're going to log the temperature, the atmospheric pressure, and the seismic span. We're going to transmit all of this. All these transmit for 100% science value, so we can safely do that. We get some cool little sound effects. Not died, he was pacified. All right, so we're going to drive around. And we're just going to try to encounter different biomes so that we can get a little bit more ground science. But look how great this is! Dude, you should have a big smile on your face. Nonsense speaker? You should be having a great time here. Are you still mourning the loss over Sir Knackle? Listen, you're gonna have to get over that shit because there's gonna be a whole lot more deaths. We could be doing some of these EVAs and stuff, but you know what? Then we'd have to get up. Sounds like work. We should keep an eye on our electrical charge over here. Plant a flag where the first Kerbal died? Oh, that's a really good idea. That's a really good idea. It's over there. I mean, there's no char marks, so we'll have to guess a little bit as to where that might have been. Now you need to do rover drag racing. We could set up a race, you know, put a bunch of waypoints around and see how quickly around we can do it. It's actually interesting because you can make rovers go very fast, but then they start to have problems with maybe tipping and stuff. But we could actually see, like, build a rover that can go around a track as quickly as possible. So you want to balance out some of the speed as well as stability. Transmit, transmit, transmit. This is from the vehicle assembly building. Excellent. And let's take a left. Woo, that was maybe a little sharp. And we're going to go to the control and command. What is this place called? I don't remember. We're going to go there and we're going to take some data from there. And yeah, then we'll see if we can drive out maybe to where Sir Knackle died, and we'll put a little flag up. The some of the ground in these places, the collision boxes are a little weird, so it can look like it floats a little. Like here, we're fine, but running down that middle part, yeah, there's a little something something. All right, so this is going to use the last of I think of our electrical charge for transmissions. We will be able to science one more time though, which is going to be good. So let's zoom out. So we went up, and we crashed somewhere over here, right? I'm not sure. You guys can maybe correct that or not, but... Oh, we got more science over here. Ooh, no, I just want to keep it, because, well, we'll transmit one at a time and see. One more. Because transmitting uses so much power. Yeah, okay, we'll just keep the seismic scan. You know what? I want jet boosters on this to go faster. Although, Nonsense Speaker might be like, listen, this is plenty fast. Someone could do the math in the chat how fast 10 meters a second is. I mean, considering there's like no windscreen. In fact, he's kind of hanging half off the car. He doesn't have a helmet on or anything. You know, this might be a little tricksy. So we'll go somewhere roughly over there. That 28 baud modem. It was directly ahead, right side of the launch pad. Yeah, so, like, we just went east a little bit on takeoff and landed somewhere over here, right? Oh! We're out of electrical charge! I can still steer, I think because I've got a person here, but that's it. We're gonna slowly roll to a halt here. 22 miles an hour, 36 miles an hour, or 36 kilometers an hour. Okay. Kilometers an hour times 3.6. Oh, that's a good one to remember. Thank you. So we'll just let it roll as far as it'll go. And then hit the brakes at some point here. And we'll call that good. I mean, that's fast enough that you're getting bugs in your face, in your teeth. I mean, we can't afford one of those machines that, like, you know, spins, like the centrifuge kind of thing that spins people around, makes them experience G-forces. So this is as close as we can get. Batman batteries. Na 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 na. Did we get whiskey and chocolate? And is it not visible? I feel like I heard the sound. All right, hit the brakes. It's Crayon Viking. Hey, thank you very much. Yay, Kerbal MUNDAYS. I've been watching you for a few years now and I love your videos. Keep up the good work. And kill so many Kerbals. I will work on it. I promise you that. 100%. So can I EVA from here or do I have to get up? Okay, I can technically EVA from here. But then I need to leave seat. Thump. Maybe he's a little dizzy from driving around. All right, get up. Get up. Thump, 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 thump. All right, I'm gonna declare this the place. I can't actually plant flags, I think, until we've upgraded the astronaut center. I do like that we can toggle the EVA suit, though. Thump. Thump. Whee! Thump, thump, thump. Run! I love the way these guys move around. I was gonna try, like, can I jump back in? Oof. Oh, there's a climb command that showed up for a second. Oh, look at that. Cool. And yeah, I like this. Like, we can inspect parts. If we were an engineer, we can take a look at things, because I am running a mod called Dang It, which can cause things to break down. Let's board the seat, and let's recover the vessel. Looks like he's gotten in the whiskey. I mean, these Kerbals are going to have to drink a lot to deal with this. Belly flop for science. Okay. So we got a bunch of science from this. We transmitted a bunch, and then we brought some back as well. Recover a vessel that survived a flight. Hey, that's a first for us. I mean, flight might be a little bit much, but there we go. Nonsense Speaker Kerman is done. We also completed another mission. Oh, there we go. Mission summary. Research 2 for researching 50 or more science points. Congratulations, Nonsense. And first Kerbal rover drive ribbon. First Kerbal moving vehicle on the surface of Kerbal. Nice. Now, we can take the vehicle out some more and get some more science, but I think we can probably do some more spacey stuff now. We can take another contract. Is any of these at landing sites? Yeah. This Flea SRB, this is the one that we just used, so we can test this one. Let's accept this contract. We're also going to go here. And listen, we've learned our lesson. Maybe researching some element of survivability might be good. Even if it's not for our Kerbals yet, we'd like to be able to recover the instruments that go up into the atmosphere and come back down. So we're going to research these crazy things called parachutes. Done. We've got enough science left over for some basic rocketry. Excellent. And it's going to be fairly cheap to unlock the early aviation here, which will give us some extra fins and different things like that we want. With 36 science left over, we could get general rocketry, which is actually nice because that holds our swivel liquid fuel engine, which is quite potent, actually. The stability ones, we got the fairings and air brakes and things. Actually, we can live without this. I think we'll go and get the general rocketry. It's going to give us quite the leg up. And then we really don't have enough points for anything else of note. There's these, which have various structural parts and modular wings. They're just going to cost 1 research. I'll leave them off for now just because they'll clutter our VAB, but we might pick them up later for some more interesting things. Okay. What's genius, Sir Knackle? I wish I knew about them. Oh, parachutes! Yeah, I know. Yeah! Kerbals are infinite, money is not. Quiet, you're dead. All right, we're going to start a new vehicle over here. And we are just going to start with a Probodobodine core over here. So this is going to be the root of our thing. And actually, we may as well just use a flea booster here, even though we've unlocked a few more things, because we've got a mission to test it. So we may as well go ahead and get that done. Now, we like this idea of science. More research seems like a pretty good thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick a thermometer and a press mat barometer on here so that we can get some atmospheric data. In fact, what I'll do is I'll grab a pair of each. That way, and actually, so I should go into probably mirror symmetry mode or something to keep things weight balanced. So let's do that. Grab you, mirror symmetry, oops, like that. Excellent. So we can get low and high atmosphere research. That's going to be good. Then we're going to go into our utility category and get a parachute. I mean, this is a little awkward. We do have... There we go. We can make this look a little less awkward by doing something like that. There you go. This part doesn't do anything, but that's okay. There. Sort of looks rockety. Should we put some fins on here? Sure. That's the other thing we learned from poor Salt, that maybe a little bit of stabilizing would be a good idea. So we've got this. Now, right now, our surface level thrust is 9.23. It's going to shoot up possibly way, way, way too fast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring down the thrust limiter to something... Even this is going to be a pretty aggressive takeoff, but it might be a little bit more manageable and give us a bit more time. So I'm worried that maybe, because we don't have a decoupler... Do we have access to couplers? We do. Honestly, I think I would rather just get some extra parachutes on here. We'll recover the whole thing, we'll save a few more bucks. This is like an excess of parachutes. And then it won't really go as far. All right, we'll do something like that. I suppose we could just put a different type of cap on the top. Actually, if we're gonna do this, tell you what. Let's remove this and that. Get you. Just get a nose cone like this. There'll be a gap, but that's okay. And then, yeah, we'll just get a pair of parachutes over there. Clips in a little bit oddly, but that's going to be fine. We'll separate the staging and go with something like this. There we go. I think that's going to be good. So we'll champagne bottle, ASP Dream Lady. I don't know, like, it'd be nice to maybe lock in the initials. I mean, we could just replace it with whatever, you know. It's the Petra spacecraft or something like that. The PSS Dream Lady. But we're going to go ahead and launch this. Funny how Quillstone is so different from Basic Tutorial. I mean, there's a little bit of difference, yeah. Looks like a cute droid now. You're right, it does! It's true. Bum, 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 bum. So load times are a little bit longer in between scene changes here because of all the mods and everything, but it should be okay. SAS on full throttle, although throttle doesn't matter. Let's bring up our little science view over here, and as soon as we lift off, we should be able to get some atmospheric science. Boom. Collect. Excellent. We'll hit about 100 meters per second. We'll start the gravity turn. I don't think we can go into space with this. But the turn's actually a little harder. We do have slight rotation wheels in here, reaction wheels, but not very much. And mostly the fins are keeping us more straight than we might prefer here. But it's also stable. There's no gimbling in the engine, so we don't get to steer too much. But just enough so that when we come back down, we don't come right back down on the space center. And that's going to be nice. Look how pretty everything is. A little bit of haze. You can see some cities in the distance, which don't actually exist there. You can only see them from orbit. But there we go. We're out of juice. If we bring up our orbit info over here, we're going to reach a height of 8-ish kilometers and dropping a little because of air resistance here. And then we're going to come back down. So we're actually not going to get any high altitude science whatsoever, which is a bit unfortunate, but it's going to be okay. We'll turn off the SAS. Whee! And we are going to accelerate time a little bit. But before we accelerate too much on the way down, although I think it will cap this, there'll be a bit of a terminal velocity here. Yeah, right around there. It's actually dropping a little. Let's go ahead and deploy our parachutes. It's a lawn dart. Yeah. Actually, we'll be able to get a little bit... Oh, never mind. I thought we were going to make it to the ocean. We'd be able to get some more science there, but apparently not. Let's go ahead and time warp. I'll kill it right before we hit the ground. There we go, 1 kilometer above. The parachutes will fully deploy. Whee! 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 Could you imagine there was a Kerbal in there? Oh my god, vomit everywhere. Just everywhere. Yes, I will be posting this on YouTube afterwards. In fact, if I've done this right, you guys may have noticed there's no like ticker at the bottom, and it's like the game window is actually full screen. Normally, we organize this stream view a little bit differently, and then I have to. My God, this is going so slow. I should cut one of these parachutes loose. It's like, you know what? We're dropping too slowly and too safely. I don't have patience for this. There you go. Yeah, so I didn't do that so that I could use Twitch's video export to YouTube, and we'll see how well that works. 'Cause the idea is I want to get those out to YouTube quicker and more reliably and things. We'll see. Cut them both, then we'll go down real fast. You're right. Excellent advice. Who was that? That was Knight. So that's what was going on in my last Ryanair flight. Ooh. And there we go. Did it actually? Oh, it did pop one of the fins, unfortunately. But that's okay. And yeah, we're going to be able to get some more science over here, too, from the shores. Excellent. And we'll cover this vessel, minus 1 landing fin. This is your captain speaking. We aren't experiencing enough turbulence. Hold on a second. Hold my beer. That's what you want your pilot to say. Da, 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 da. All right. More science! Science! And that completed our little test mission as well. When you take a look to see if there's anything else that's kind of appealing, we could. But the thing is, we've got some cash right now. I'm not going to worry about these contracts. We're going to be okay. We'll take the orbit Kerbin one. So escape the atmosphere, orbit Kerbin. Sounds good to me. We've got a little bit more science. We could unlock a little bit more. These are all too expensive, right? Yet 45, yeah. I may as well go and get the stability thing. We might put that to use, but otherwise we'll leave that off. Okay. We're looking to make our very first rocket that can into space. Probably not into orbit, although do we have access to the Terrier engine? No, no. So into space, that is our goal. Collect a little bit more science there, complete another contract, looks good. Neo Squad, you can do an !what game or !mods in the chat and get the link to my mods that I'm running here. So, actually, in a sense, I could load up the Dream Lady over here and just rip off the bottom part and just build a little bit bigger. So tell you what, this, I will just return the probe core from space now. We will make a few changes, actually. And by few, I mean actually surprising amount. So we're going to do that. And then we still have just the one decoupler over here. So I will go and use the adapter over here. So this will also land with us, but that's okay. Followed by this decoupler over here. I guess we could put a heat shield. We really don't need it. Oh, the heat shield is tiny. Okay, well, we're not going to need a heat shield, so it's going to be fine. And we'll use a single FL800 tank, which is almost certainly going to be wicked amounts of overkill, but that's okay. We'll use a swivel engine, which will give us gimbling. The thing is, I don't know if we actually need the swivel engine, because I'm going to put fins on here. Now, with the swivel engine, and if we had a probe core with a little bit stronger reaction wheel, I think we could probably get away with just the tiny basic fins. However, because we don't have a strong reaction wheel, and because the gimbling's not really that strong on just the one of these, I think what we'll do is we'll use these winglets here, which can actually tilt and turn to control our direction in the atmosphere. The winglets are pretty big compared to the size of the rocket, but actually it's probably going to be okay. So that looks all right. And just to make the launch look a little cooler, we'll go ahead and we'll throw on the launch stability enhancer, even though we don't really need it. I mean, it's not realistic that the rocket like sits on the ground supported by its engine in real life. I mean, come on, that's not that strong. But in Kerbal it is. But still, we'll go and stick that on. That's going to be okay. So the first staging, tell you what, we'll do the thing where we actually start our engine first and then detach. So this will be the Dream Lady 2. You know, same sort of core technology, but brought to the next level. Oh, parachutes! Oh no, I got one up there, which is going to be fine. That's right, I got a parachute. I think that's going to be sufficient. I don't think we need batteries or anything. This engine does have a alternator in it, so it generates power on the fly. And we're not looking to transmit anyway. Done. Lunch! There's a little white stripe on the right top edge of the camera that keeps looking. On my camera? The right would be... It's all mirrored. This is my right hand, but I think that'd be the wrong side. I don't know if you mean here or somewhere else. We don't need parachutes. They just slow us down. Ha! All right, SAS. I love the fact that we're just dangling here in midair, and we look very like rockety missile. Moon! There's one of our goals right over there. Near the left hand. Is there? I mean, there's nothing in view. It's not this. I don't see it. Green screen is slightly off. Is it? Oh, is it down here? I still don't see it. Oh, you can see it when the screen is dark and loading. I will take a look at that next time. Okay. SAS is on. Throttle is full. Start and detach. Okay, that waited a little longer than I'd hoped. Woo! Okay, we have a lot of control authority here. There we go, our roll. I'm going to throttle down just a scooch here. Now, I mean, really, in a sense, you more or less want as much throttle as you can to counter gravity drag. Atmospheric drag is less important, but we do want to avoid too much overheating. Yeah, we're not rolling anywhere near as fast as we'd want to for a real orbital ascent, but that's okay. We're not going for an orbital ascent at all. Still. For science, I guess we got the low atmosphere stuff. Okay, well, this is going to be high atmosphere. I don't think it's actually as warm as it looks. maybe I will throttle back a little bit. Okay, yeah, it is getting a little warm. Now, we can't steer as well because the atmosphere is so thin that our fins aren't doing much. And actually, if I throttle back like that, it'll really be quite unstable. There we go. Because, yeah, the fins, they do nothing, as you can see. Because there's not enough air. But we are going into space! And deploy, and we'll get the pressure scan. Yep, no atmosphere. It's almost as if we're in a vacuum. And we can't get the other temperature scan because we got the other one at some point. Look at this. This is why you spend a bunch of time looking up and installing visual mods and trying to, like, work out conflicts. It's so pretty! It's so pretty! Turn off the SAS. And you get the nice space music that starts. Excellent. All right, time warp. Let's do the time warp again. Whoa, we're gonna get real high. Guys, you wanna get high? We got real high. All right, coming down. Entering the atmosphere. Good. Now, without a heat shield, I don't know. Yeah, we're not. Oh, wait. Do I not have... No probe control. Can I stage? I don't like that I can't steer, so it's going nose first. Oh, the heat meter! The heat meter! Okay, so ComNet. We need an antenna. Because probes do have a built-in antenna range. But not enough in this case. Dang. All right, we're gonna need to throw an antenna on here so that we still have control over it remotely, so I can make it go ass first. Which will be a little bit better. Okay. And you're right, if I go that far up, I need a heat shield. I didn't think we'd go that far up. I should have, you know what I should have done is popped out the orbit info and just tried to aim for like just over 70K, and then we wouldn't need a heat shield at all. And we don't need a heat shield. What we need is an antenna. You think I was all out of power? I didn't notice. That may have been all it was. But we'll go ahead and we'll get both. So we're gonna throw a Communitron on here. It'll look a little funky. Well, tell you what I'm gonna do. Is do that. And maybe we'll throw on a battery pack. Now, for batteries, do we have... We have some round ones. How small are they? Yeah, that's good. I like that. There. Just in case. All right, let's try that again. And yeah, we'll... I was just like, yeah, we'll go as high as we can. Right, no. We'll try to limit to 70K. To just over 70K. So we don't come down as high as fast and generate as much heat. Don't forget to activate the antenna before you're out of range. Isn't this one always on? Yeah, this one's always on. I didn't want to use the other one because it'll get destroyed in the atmosphere. Yeah, we can try for some circularization. It's actually a really good, like, we might be able to do it. Orbit info is a go over here. So full throttle, SAS, go. Gravity turn. Just trying to stay on the right edge of the prograde circle. I'm going to throttle down a little bit because we are still going to experience some heat issues coming up. We'll bring this up as well so we can actually monitor electric charge, which should be at 100% right now while the engine is running. Science. Yeah, I'd like to be a little further over now than I am, but that's okay. Because I like to hit that 45 degrees of inclination. Oh, yeah, we're going too far up already. What I could actually do is I could try to do a bit of a retrograde burn to bring that down. Or weirdly, I wouldn't normally do this, but what if we did a burn like literally straight towards the ground to keep horizontal motion, but just try to kill some of the verticalness? And that would not be the sort of burn maneuver you normally do, but in this case, it'll help us come in more horizontal. I should really get used to hitting the deploy all except EVA button. So this is a really oddball maneuver. But I think, actually, will help with the re-entry. Alright. Get rid of you. Turn off the SAS for now. Just time warp until we re-enter. Turn this way, hit the SAS for some amount of stability. We're going to manually keep our ass facing that way. But yeah, the probe core only has 10 electric charge. It is actually very likely that it might have broken. It might have been the antenna, or it might have been us running out of juice. It's a little hard to tell. I think it probably was just the antenna. Think I already activated my parachute? I don't think so. Just to make sure, just delay this a bit. It's red and unsafe right now, but that doesn't mean anything. So I'm going to go to surface mode, and I'm going to keep my butt turned in such a way. Oh, I got to fight it. Fight it. There we go. That it is facing so I'm facing retrograde. Oh, no, we're starting to tumble. Too much air. We're not dynamically sound, aerodynamically sound. Where's my retrograde marker? No, that's prograde. That's the opposite of what I want. Oh, I can't do it. Cannot do it, Captain. We're going to come in face first again. Although, admittedly, from less high. I'm going to keep swinging back and forth here to try to use more of my body to slow us down rather than just going nose first. Yeah, it wasn't power last time. We still have over the 10. Okay, there, we're safe. Deploy. Deploy. We're fine. Turn off SAS. Okay, everything's fine. There's nothing to worry about. Look at that lovely sun. Sun flares. Time warp. Everything's fine. Yeah, lower enter speed made the hugest difference. From, like, just a normal, like, actual full circularized orbit, as long as it's, say, you know, 80 to 90K or something like that, you don't usually need a heat shield, although I would pack one. I would have packed one here if we had one that was the right size. Wibble wobble. Excellent. Oh, it's going to be the super slow one. Was power last time? Because your flight was way longer? Maybe. I think it just lost signal. We didn't check it. I know we lost our signal. Now you can lose signal if you lose power too. But I don't know. Yeah, I know, like, it's like visual mods are... I mean, it's still not perfect, but it's pretty damn good. Okay, this is at ×4. It's going to take us forever to come in here. I need, like, super time warp. Again, I could just cut the parachute and go down real fast. 300 meter drop. Lens flare, like the Atroid Lander and J.J. Abrams movie. Looks like a church bell. Or a little ship. Yeah. I mean, this is very, like... This is very old school NASA stuff, right? You know, like, it's got a hint of Mercury or Gemini or even the Apollo return capsule. Okay, kill the time warp right before we land just to make sure the Kraken doesn't eat us too badly. Nice soft landing. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. That's pretty good water shader we got going on, huh? That's all right. All right, recover vessel. Can you save the fuel rocket with a parachute? Yes. Now, you sort of can in vanilla Kerbal as well, but it's hard because once you get past a certain range, the object's no longer simulated through physics anymore and tends to just, like, therefore get deleted. But I do have the rocket recovery mod or whatever, which will recover the bits and pieces if they've got parachutes and things. I don't think you even have to activate them. I think as long as they've got the parachutes, the mod will give you credit for recovering it. I'm not sure. So, Orbit Kerbin's the next mission. I think we can totally do that. We can do that much easier as well if we get advanced rocketry over here. This will give us the Terrier engine. Although still not a heat shield. Where do we get the next heat shield? Enhanced survivability. Done. Okay. Used up all our science, but it's going to be fine. Oh, you made a petroflag for me, esoteric fish. Oh, that's really good. I think I'd have to reload the game to get the flag in here. But I'll try to remember that for next time because it's excellent. I mean, I do still like our waffle, but the waffle would be good for like a mission patch. So the Dream Lady here, this is going to be the Dream Lady 3, I think, is what we're looking at. Boop. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab the heat shield here. Excellent. What else are we going to do? Well, we have to get into orbit, which is true. Any extra science we've unlocked that we could use? No, none of the science. This is like for an orbital satellite. Oh, we could run the magnetometer. But it's a little big and awkward, so I think I will hold off on that. So, to get to orbit, what we're going to do is this. We're going to leave the bottommost stage the same. And this will almost certainly be overkill, but that's okay. We'll use a T-400 tank. Get out of the way. And then throw a Terrier engine on it. Yeah, that's way overkill. And we'll check the DV stats, but I'm willing to bet that, like, the T-200 is going to be more than enough. Oh, I was going to say, wow, that's not as good as I thought. Yeah, that's because our staging is all bunkerated. Engine, stage, engine, stage, stage, stage. It still looks kind of bunkerated. Really? I would have thought we'd be better than this. Click. Why is it not? That was weird. I don't think it's stage problems. I mean, there are supposed to be two decouplers here, although that's going to move to there. Two decouples together? Oh! Oh! Oh, there! Okay! See, it kept looking fine because some of it was in order when I was clicking these things. Hey, there's our Delta V! Okay, this engine, followed by that, followed by this, followed by that there. Okay. Wow, I was like, we're starting to wonder. This is overkill on Delta V, but there's no such thing as too much overkill, right, guys? I think we'll do this. Save. Lunch. We can into orbit. So yeah, we have way more Delta V than we need. But that's okay. Hey, we got a heat shield now. We could... Wouldn't be necessarily a terribly circular orbit, but we could possibly do some sort of orbit where part of our orbit is into high orbit so that we can get science from there. Overkill is not killing enough. I kind of like that. This is not quite right. Because it would have just dropped our rocket. Where's your hat? Yeah, the thing is, I still don't have a science hat. I should get a hat, though. Normally I wear what? I wear like the sort of military cap with the googly glasses on them. I should go and get that. You're absolutely 100% correct. I might need it bigger and 10. Well, the thing is, I don't need if I can't reach it at the highest orbit, that's okay. We can still give commands at the lowest, although ideally we'd like to be able to give the retrograde burn commands at the apoapsis, but we shall see. All right. So we're going to keep trying to push over here on the right side of our prograde marker. If you do too far, I mean, depending on the shape and your controllability of your ship, you can go more or less outside of your prograde marker. Sometimes you can barely deviate from center, and sometimes you can go well outside of it. I feel like our gravity turn is pretty on point here. I don't know why it keeps hiding the orbit info, and I always have to bring it back up. Time to apoapsis is growing, which is generally what we want to see at this point. There we go. Coming up on 15K, coming up on about 45, which I'm usually comfortable with. A steeper ascent tends to be safer and less problematic, but less efficient. Okay, so we're slightly steeper than I sometimes aim for, but that's going to be okay. And honestly, if we might be going for a high orbit run, like we got the heat shield, so we can afford to go sort of a little higher than we might want. I'm not worried about the flame effects here. The atmosphere is thinning out quickly enough that it's not an issue. It's probably thin enough now, though, that I can push outside of the prograde circle a bit more. I do still have to be careful because most of my steering capabilities is still from these fins. And if the atmosphere gets too thin, then my thin fins won't do what I want. But there you go. That's all right. Apoapsis is growing quite highly. There you go. We'll go and detach. We'll burn for a second, and then call it there. So we are... I mean, this is not high space. When does high space start? 250? The parachute is fine. That heat wasn't enough for it, and it only turned red because it was like, you're traveling at an unsafe speed kind of thing. All right, space. So we're going to go and get the temperature scan again. Switch to the map view for the very first time. I need the mod that auto-expands the nav ball in map view. I hate that it always hides the nav ball frame. It's not just a built-in option into Kerbal now, is there? To like auto-expand that? Because there should be. Because when the nav ball is not present, you can't steer your ship. There is a mod for that. Dang. It's stocked now in the settings in the main menu. Can you access it from these menus, or does it have to be main menu? Yeah, it's probably just the main menu. Okay. Now let's do our first quick save. Built-in setting, or use numpad dot. Numpad dot doesn't do it for me. Okay. We'll time warp some. So we have tons of delta V. Circularization will not be an issue. We'd need less fuel if we're circularizing lower, but we're still going to see if we can't do a high orbit thing. So we're getting closer to apoapsis, which is kind of where we want to do our circularization burn. So we still have power, which is great. And aim prograde. Steering with just reaction wheels is a little tough, but that's okay. We have a lot more control authority when we are actually burning here. We're just raising our periapsis here. Time to apoapsis is starting to climb and a little bit faster, so I'm actually going to kill my burn for a sec here. Because if it's climbing, it sort of means you're burning too early to be efficient. Ideally, again, you want to do half your burn sort of before the apo and half after. That can be a little hard to do without maneuver nodes, though. But at least, you know, try to get it so that, there we go, it's not climbing anymore. I mean, if you do it too late, then you're going to miss it. But this should be fine. You could tune your speed as well, the power of your burn. Oh, there you go. So it stopped shrinking, and now it's climbing. So, I mean, we could just pull back here to finish the maneuver. All right, we are technically in orbit, so we've completed another mission. I mean, at this point, we could just abandon this vessel completely. Look at the dark side over here. Oh, this looks so good. Is it F1 to hide the UI? F2 and F1 to take screenshots? Look at this. This game can be so gorgeous sometimes. It can be gorgeous in vanilla, and then you throw in some mods. That's hot stuff. All right. Let's try to boost our orbit. I mean, we don't have any science, so like worst case scenario, we get stuck out here. Who cares? We haven't lost anything. Yeah, it really takes very little. I'm gonna go just to above 350K. I don't remember when high orbit is. Oh, turn off SES. Well, it doesn't matter actually when we're time warping. I was gonna do it to save power. Oh my God, is there an Aurora Borealis thing going on? Look at that. Borealis or Australis down here? Look at that. They've both got the auroras going on. Oh, we just entered high space. At altitude 250. Okay, it was 250. Collect. And now we don't care. For efficiency, I mean, it's round-ish. For efficiency, we'd burn retrograde at the apoapsis, but we have so much delta V, and it's mostly a roundish orbit, so it's going to be fine. I'm just going to burn retrograde here, and it's going to be good enough. SAS on. No. Come back. There we go. And burn. And I just want to bring my apoapsis down so that it's within the atmosphere. For something low like this, probably something like 20K. That might be... Nah, that's fine. Okay. You don't want to come in too steep, but that's probably fine. And we do actually have a heat shield now, so that's okay. I think I can just go and drop the thingy. Oh, I could transmit science and just leave it up there. You're right. But no, I'll bring it back. I could transmit science for safety, which might not be the worst idea. I don't know how much power it would take. Because, yeah, there's actually no reason whatsoever to take it back, is there? Unless we don't have enough power to transmit everything. And I don't know how much it would use. Look how beautiful that is. That stage. Safety? Oh, you're absolutely right. Look at that. I mean, what I could do... Set a pressure requirement on the parachute. I could activate the parachute now and transmit. If we run out of power, who cares? The parachute will still go and deploy itself. I mean, in a weird way, transmitting would be safer. It's like, I actually don't know if transmitting or not transmitting would be safer. Which is kind of funny. Whatever, we'll bring it down. We got to practice our re-entries here for when we have an actual Kerbal in here. Although this is not, you know, be to scale. Obviously, the Kerbal re-entry is going to be a fair bit bigger. Well, not much bigger, to be honest. It's the same diameter here. This is about the size of our canister. Whoops. Right, I forgot I'm at ×4 speed. Making those maneuvers a little tricky. And this is probably aerodynamically stable, that it could just turn off the SAS and everything, but this is going to be fine. Oh, there's the other bit of our components over here. Oh, easy peasy. Yeah, it's not going to fully deploy right now, or deploy at all, because it's not the atmospheric pressure yet, because I did set that thing, I think. Yeah, it's funny, I guess. Yeah, there it is. So actually, on Earth here, or on Kerbin, I should say, the 25% is pretty good for that initial deployment. Now, it's 1 kilometer above ground, right? Not atmospheric. Okay. Yeah, there. It is above ground. That it fully deploys. Woo! Alright, go back to time warping. So we've completed an orbital flight. We've got a little bit more science. What's next? Probably some people and stuff. Maybe starting with just an airplane or something. The funny thing is that airplanes kill more Kerbals than anything else in the game. Airplanes in KSB are so insanely dangerous. Oh, I probably could have science there. You're right. Ah, poop. Oh, well. Done. Okay. So next mission is explore the moon over here, if we're going to do that. Right. I don't have the mission pack set up for man versus unmanned. That's part of the SETI mod pack, and I didn't do that. Still, that's okay. All right, yes, we do maybe need to hire some more people. We've got pilot, engineer. We will need a scientist. Let's recruit a scientist from Twitch chat. Draft the scientist. It's going to be Dradius. Hey, Dradius. Excellent. Customize. Add Kermit to the name. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. All right. I like it. So we could sacrifice some Kerbals to the god of airplanes. We get some more science packs over here, though. That would be pretty good. Oh, life support tanks and stuff. Although, we have enough life support to put one person. I guess if we're going to go to space... Oh, we need more science to get our first command module. Oh, no, we have it. We have the Mark 1 command pod. That's fine. Flight control, we can get some mech jeb upgrades. RCS and things like that. Aviation. What do we feel? We could do some upgrades and stuff. One stage orbiter airplane. I don't think we can do single staged orbit with our current equipment count. I don't think that's in the cards. I suppose the thing to do is to unlock more science. For solar power, it's a little far. We'll do this, but I think we're going to try to send our first person to space. Get a SATCOM polar orbit of the moon. If we had solar panels, and we do have flat panels, we actually could do a very basic satellite for now. But let's see if we can get a person up into space. So, the Mark 1 command pod. Boom. This is our first time we've tried to put a Kerbal in a spaceship since the unfortunate death of Sir Knackle. But Nonsense Speaker is going to be our pilot here. He's not sure, I think, about all this, given how it's gone previously. But we've assured him that now we've actually done any tests whatsoever before sending him out. So we're sure it's going to be fine. We'll put a decoupler in there, and we'll even remember to include a parachute. See how lucky he is? Not that one. Oh, yeah, there it is. Excellent. Good. And we're going to go and stage those a little bit correctly. Wonderful. So we might need a little bit more oomph than the last one, because this is slightly heavier. Engine. We're going to want a Terrier on there. And then we're going to want a coupler. Possibly a pair of these. Followed by a swivel. Have I been using the Reliance instead of the swivels? It's possible. We've got 4700 Delta V. That's very, very similar to what we had on the last mission. I think we're still going to use these winglets for our initial stuff. And again, just because it looks better and kind of makes sense, we'll go ahead and use one of these bad boys, and we'll stage you together. All right, 4700. We'll throw in some science here. I'll throw in a pair of these just in case, especially landing if we do get another biome. These universal... Do I have the universal storage core? Things have changed. I'm using universal storage 2 right now. Ooh, a safety light. And I actually don't know where the core part of it is anymore. Because it used to be under utility, wasn't it? I mean, I don't think it's going to be in one of those. Then under structural? Dirt ring? It might be the dirt ring. Just out of curiosity. Click, damn you. Something's going weird. I mean, yeah, but it's not covered or anything. But that might work. Maybe we'll unlock different types of stuff later on. Must use the safety light to increase odds of survival. Maybe we haven't unlocked the part I'm thinking of. It might be that. Yeah, so I haven't used the Universal Storage 2 before. It was always number 1. All right, champagne bottle, this bad boy. The ACS Crimson Dream, except it's going to be the PSS, sorry. PSS, Petra Spaceship, Crimson Dream. It's in payload? I don't think so. I mean, there's a service bay and then the shell. Cargo bay with dirt ring inside. It's probably something like that, but we'll leave it. I mean, we're not going to use it right now. That's going to be okay. Although it would let us bring the magnetometer, which I can never say right, with us, because otherwise it's a little awkward because it just like sticks out the side. So I think we'll go with this. This is going to be fine. Let's not overcomplicate the mission. Nonsense Speaker's gonna have a lot of things to do to make sure he doesn't die. Name it the Space Coppin. Called the quad core. Well, I mean, it used to certainly be the quad core and the octo core and things. Maybe I just haven't unlocked it yet. We're gonna launch. That's in the wrong place. I thought I had this all sorted. I guess when I moved a few things around, it got kerfuffled up. Surface level thrust is only 1.15. That's really not great. We're gonna lose a lot of our thrust to gravity drag. Meh. Antenna plus battery. There's more battery capacity in the command module, and we're not gonna need an antenna because Nonsense Speaker is gonna steer. Could add 2 small boosters to the side. That's true. Oh, we got more science because we can get crew reports. Oh, it's dark. We should have put some lights. Everything's cooler with lights. Crew report. And actually, I can EVA from here. And then board again. Excellent. I can't EVA in flight right now because we don't have the upgrades, but that's going to be okay. Does Terry have an alternator? It does not. I'm sure this is fine. Yeah, see, that is a slow takeoff. I think our surface level thrust is 1.15. So a lot of our fuel is being expended just to cancel out gravity, let alone get us moving. But we'll probably be fine. Probably. Hey, thanks for the bits. It's too bad. Yeah, we should have put some lights on here. I should have put that safety light. You're right. Tip over light. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure the pop-ups haven't been working, and I don't know why. I'll check it out. So we're starting our gravity turn here. A little aggressive, maybe. I don't know. And a little bit of side drift. We're okay. Gonna fight it over here. Fight it. Turn. Turn. Okay, no, we're coming along well. Just gonna try to bring it back to the exact sort of 90-degree easterly vector here. Just because it feels better. And I guess that's about as close as we're gonna get. How are we looking? 10K. Alright, we're gonna be pretty flat this time. Possibly even too much, but I don't think so. Orbit info. I should bring this down here so it's a little easier to say. Oh yeah, time to apoapsis is growing quickly. Oh yeah, we're past 15K and we're not there yet. Okay, so let's go. We're looking to flatten. We might be starting our carrier a little sooner than we'd like, though. It's really not good in atmospheric flight. So I'm going to stop pitching down so that we can put a little bit more height on this engine here, which is about to burn out. Because, yeah, the Terrier is really inefficient in the atmosphere, but... Okay, we are already going into space. So what I'm going to do is I'll leave a little bit of burn so we have a little bit of gimbling and control just to help with the stability. Actually, even then, we're kind of okay. I guess we're good here. What mod is that shows the orbital info? So this one is MechJeb, which does a lot of extra stuff. If you want something that's just there for the Delta V and the orbital info, Kerbal... Oh, that is so nice. Kerbal Engineer Redux is your best bet just to purely get that info. Look at all the dust on the lens. That's so good. It's just so pretty. How's the batteries? Batteries are fine. Got tons of battery. Because when we have the probe core, it burns electrical charge just as is. Here we're using a little just for the SAS, which we could even turn off. Although, oh, there, we're officially in space. Nonsense Speaker is the first Kerbal in space. Oh, look at the cities down there. So pretty. I don't know if it's as bright for you guys as it is for me. We got a nice little space music and everything. Aww. Spare parts. So, yeah, I'm running the Dang It mod, which can cause random things to break down. The longer something is in use, the older the part, the more heat it's been exposed to, it can just randomly break down. We could have, like, our engine just randomly break down right now. And Nonsense Speaker would be screwed, because A, he can't EVA, and B, he's not an engineer. But it really brings, like, importance to having engineers for very long space trips, because it's more likely that things will break down. So we can't EVA, unfortunately. Oh, hang on. Oops, I'm doing the wrong way. I need to do my orbital burn here. I'm going to be a little bit late. I'm going to be a little higher up here than I should be for the optimal fuel-efficient one. But it's going to curve our orbit a little bit and should give us a little bit more time to complete the circularization burn, in theory. We're not going to end up something as circular, but... Oh, the Island Airfield. Kerbal Space Center. There we go. Just burn right on the horizon. Delta V is good. We have more than enough fuel to complete this. Power is good. I mean, we've used 5 electrical charge. We have 50 on this vessel. More batteries built in than the probe core does. Which is funny, because the probe core needs more. Can EVA exactly once. Now, once we're circularized, what we could do is upgrade the astronaut center and retroactively give them training. It's like, I was never trained for this. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. We totally have an EVA training center. So you must be trained for it. And he's like, no, but I'm not. So yeah, we have lots of Delta V. If I did this, it would curve the orbit a little bit more. Still not like maximum efficiency, but I could have literally just gone radial. Okay, we have now parked Nonsense Speaker into orbit. It's a wonky orbit. That's okay. Hey, he'll get to experience high space. We could do a second EVA with him. Perfect. All right, and the other thing we can do if we EVA, we'll be able to get more than one, oops, didn't realize it was still burning. Command pod report. So we're gonna do that. It's pretty dark here. I do have some amount of ambient lighting so that it's technically not pitch black where there's no light, but we might want to turn it up a little. I do actually have planet shine over here. There we go. If we do something like that, there's a little bit more ambient light. I mean, the darkness looks good, but it also makes it impossible to see. So I'm just going to bop over to the Space Center for a second. You're going to be fine, right, nonsense speaker? Yeah, you're okay. Safety light. Don't you dare strand him in space. I mean, he'd run out of snacks. Because we do have life support mods. I don't remember seeing it in the list, though. Maybe because maybe I literally have none stored. I don't know. So if we go and upgrade the astronaut complex, now we can do EVAs and place flags. Do you have a flag? I was wondering if we'd get a mission that would show up right away for, like, EVAing stuff, but apparently not. All right, so we'll go back to the tracking station. It's time for your first EVA. I'm not trying any EVA. How hard could it be? You just have to walk out the door for a second. Put a flag in orbit. Yeah. All right. Deploy all, which will include the EVA report. Nice. We're also going to go and, if I collect all? I don't know if that does what I mean. We want to take all the data, go on board, because now we can get a crew report. Excellent. We're tumbling a little bit more than I'd like. Turn on the SAS. Take all, and I'm going to board again. Okay, good. Oh, I am getting actual more EVAs, because we're going over different biomes. I forgot that you get different EVAs for different biomes over here. Yeah. All right, we're going to time warp until we get into high orbit. Oh, there we go. Another EVA report over a different biome. Over the shores. Excellent. We'll board again. Go. And yeah, this will stop our warp automatically every time we get somewhere where we get new science, which I like a lot. Another EVA report. This is going to be what? Over the Highlands. Hey! Send up some whiskey! Ah, there we are. Deploy all. Get EVA. Space high above Kerbal. Crew report. Which actually, now I'll have to EVA again. Take board. But you can see there's a lot of things. I can replace batteries. I can do all sorts of stuff with my various spare parts. Yeah, what's our life support situation? So, there we go. So here's a life support status. So Nonsense Speaker is starving. It's been like 2 hours since breakfast. He's like, what about second breakfast? You know, at least, you know, give me like a cup of tea and a scone, something. My God, I forgot to put a candy bar in my spacesuit. This is terrible. Poor old Nonsense Speaker. So really, he's got 14 days left before he's truly gonna die from starvation. But yeah, electrical charge situation. Hab. I don't know what that is. Would that be like oxygen things? Home? I actually don't know what. Hab and home. Current habitat versus this? What does it look like when he EVAs? He can EVA for an hour and that's it. No other specs. I don't know. Again, I usually use the TAC life support mod. So this one here, which is what, the TS life support or whatever, the USI life support. I don't know all of its specificals yet, but it's all right. Hab's habitation module, oxygen scrubbers, etc. Anyway, we're good. When do we reach the periapsis? 34 minutes. So we'll just sort of fast forward to that. Or, sorry, apoapsis is what we're going to fast forward to, which is in 9 minutes. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 minute and change. Okay. I'm going to turn retrograde. Turn on SAS. I was like, why is it so hard to control? There's the sun. Oop, sun's gone. Sun's back. Sun's gone. Does anyone have epilepsy? Whoa, look how pretty the planet is! Screenshot. Oh, hold on. We have to do is rotate so that we can see the cool part of the ship. Like that. It'd be cool if we had like more flags and things. I mean, we got the little waffle there, but I want a big old flag right here. I gotta say, the shiny gold foil back here also looks really good. Screenshot. Okay. Basically, this is a space, like, photography tourism simulator. Alright, so we're gonna burn retrograde here, and it's just gonna drop our periapsis. There we go. Something like that. Excellent. We are due to come back into the atmosphere here. Definitely looks flat to me. Rotate the pod, Hal. I'm sorry, Dave. I can't do that. There we go. Just quick save. And stage. Turn off the SAS for now. Goodbye. And time warp until we enter the atmosphere. That planet sure looks nice. Nuke it! It's the moon! Maybe we're... deploy all. Deploy all. Collect. And board. What was that? Oh, from the mountains! Hey! Nice. Alright, fast forward some more. Deploy. Oh, the deserts! Oh, he's so hungry. He's thinking about deserts now. I could go for a nice desert, maybe a chocolate brownie. He's really bad at spelling. Okay. Yes, this is fine. EVA. EVA. Go. Board. Technically, we're inside the atmosphere while doing that. It's fine. Woo! Okay. And we got a little bit of a tumble going on, but that's all right. Oh, look at the sky over there. Okay. Let's cease tumbling. Let's find our retrograde marker, which is over here. We're going to switch to surface mode. There we go. So now we got our butt facing into the air. Now, this should be an aerodynamically stable thing. If I turn off the SAS, it should automatically keep itself facing retrograde like this. Butt into the air. Could possibly go wrong. It's time warp, which is more likely to make things go wrong. Power's going down a little bit. Just a little for the life support, which I guess is a thing. But with the SAS turned off, we're using very little power. We're going to be fine. It's getting a little low, admittedly. But we're going to be fine. Forgot your antenna will burn in the atmosphere. We don't need an antenna. We have a pilot. So we don't have a connection to the space center. Well, actually... No, cannot transmit. We'll EVA probably once we are 100%, like, once the parachute is fully deployed. I think then it'll be safe to do it. So we're just going to time warp some more. Coming down, and yeah, it's nice and stable. It's staying facing retrograde, well, butt into retrograde. Facing prograde, I suppose. Stop. Deploy. Actually, no. We're facing retrograde. It's that way. Our butt is prograde, which is down in this case. But, yeah. Deploy, please. We're getting our descent speed warning here. Ooh, those G-forces. We're fine. Whoo! Deploy all. EVA report. Collect. Take data. Board. Excellent. Crew report. Do that. Nice. I still think it's a little weird that, like, the whole do a crew report, EVA, move the crew report from, like, on the desk to under the chair or something, get back inside, and then do another crew report. Whew. I do like that bong, bong, bong. It's so dark we can't see the ocean. Okay, next time. More lights. More lights equals more success. Time warp. Okay, apparently we're really close to the ground. Deploy all. EVA report from the water. Board. Excellent. Okay. Recover vessel. And then there's going to be a big party. There's going to be a parade going down the street, ticker tape parade, got confetti going everywhere. It's so bad for the environment and everyone's going to have to clean it up. But Nonsense Speaker is being celebrated. Oh wait, admittedly not our first Kerbonaut, but truly our first Kerbonaut to accomplish anything. Poor old Sir NACL just went splat. Poor guy. Nonsense Speaker Kerman, ready for the next assignment, got himself some XP, he's now level 1 pilot. He got a bunch of awards, Research 4, he got EVA in Kerbin's water, Splashdown ribbon, first landing on Kerbin, the Mach 3 ribbon, ooh. Dangerous EVA, awarded for executing EVA while not in a stable orbit. It was we were in the atmosphere, in fact. First Kerbin EVA, first Kerbin orbital EVA, first EVA in space, first Kerbin orbit, the speed record ribbon, and the first Kerbal in space ribbon. Bam. Getting the awesome one. The didn't die ribbon, yes. Sir NACL got the first landing. Lending. I love this mod so much. So much. Excellent. Have a name suggestion for a first bot. The Archimedes. Oh, that's good, actually. Any new missions? No. So, explore the Mun. Flyby, gather, return. So, this mission is just for a flyby of the Mun, which I like. Now, we can totally do this without tracking stations or anything, and we actually don't have a ton of money, so we may want to go without. It's really easy to do. Now, we do have science. Unlocking more science would be good, but I think unlocking more electrics for better solar panels is probably what we need. It's also going to come with a few different antennas, which might be important for our moonshots. So I think we're going to do this, because we're going to send a probe around the moon and back. We could send a person, but we don't have enough life support stuff. We need more storage technology and different things like that, I think. We've got some life support, but I don't know if we have the rocket capability to send up all those supplies for a person, because they have to survive 3 days. Now, I think this life support mod is pretty generous. The TAC life support is like, it is brutal, because you will run out of air in within an hour or something like that. Like, there's not a whole lot of space to survive without bringing extra stuff. I think this one, the basic module and everything, is actually relatively chill, but we'll still send an unmanned probe first. And somewhere, Nonsense Speaker is very happy about that. We will have to get some extra pilots training, though, soon, and we might want to do a pair of person for the next mission. We'll see. But yeah, okay, I think that's okay. So, vehicle assembly building. We're going to do a moon probe. Send an early probe to Joule, about the same tech as NASA in the 70s. Yeah, although, didn't those probes use an RTG for power? I don't actually know. So our dream lady over here, sort of, kind of, there's no reason this couldn't go to the moon and back if we had some solar panels on this. We haven't really unlocked any new science. Well, I mean, we do have the Science Junior, actually. Wouldn't be repeatable, and it's quite heavy. It'd be better almost if we waited for that until we could send a scientist along to reset things. I mean, we might just want to do a regular orbital thing with this. No, whatever. We'll try to go to the moon. Think big, right? So we'll get some deployable solar panels on this. I mean, these will get ripped off on re-entry anyway, so I guess I'll put them down here. And we got the extra battery pack. Oh, what we are going to do is use a larger tank on this stage, because we need a little bit more Delta V. Not much! It does not take a whole heck of a lot more to go to the moon. But I think what we'll also do is we'll throw on some boosters for the initial oomph. Just the hammers. Like, it's not going to be much. $6,000 LTV. That's pretty crazy. This is going to burn for 23 seconds. I don't know what that's going to do for a gravity turn, but that's fine. Lights, though. Lights are very important. It's going to get some of that stuff going on there. There's a category for lighting, right? Yeah. Oh, is literally the only thing right now is a safety light? Oh my god, we're making a Dalek! I'm just going to use a trio. I wonder if it's aerodynamically, like, if there's a hitbox for it. Because that would be kind of bad, but whatever. I'm going to leave on the Dalek bumps. So, SRBs, they go, the main engine goes, and then something like that. Da-da-da-da-da. But 6K. Mass genocide intensifies. So this will be the 4, the Dream Lady 4. Bam. Save. Launch. Too many parts. We need to upgrade our VAB. It's going to cost a lot of money. Let's try that again. Do we have fuel lines? We don't have fuel lines yet. And I mean, so if we did, we could do some asparagus staging instead of using SRBs, but this is going to be fine. I mean, we're overkill. Yeah, I was going to say, there's very likely that we also have to upgrade our launch pad. And we do. Safety lights go on unsafe things, so putting them on the rockets is not really needed. This upgrade's fairly cheap, which is good. And the Dream Lady 4 launch vehicle. Oh, you're right. Is the antenna long enough? No, you're right. Well, oh, you wanted this to be called the Carchamedes? Oh, I misunderstood. I thought it was going to be like a rover or something. Well, you know, it's fine because we can get a little bit of science here from our material study. And we'll just recover the vessel. I'm loving the standing desk. It's great. Very pleased with it. Sorry, Blank, did he kill another Kerbal yet? Not yet! Okay. I hereby vow we're going to do, after this flight, which will take a little while. That's okay. We'll go a little longer than the 4 p.m. We will try to build an airplane. And that's my vow. And there's like at least a 90% chance that we're going to kill a Kerbal flying an airplane. Yeah. What's the table cost? I made a video for this. This was sent to me by a company called Anthrodesk. This is their larger one with a electric motor, a single electric motor. And I think when I was looking, it was going to be about $900 Canadian. It's fairly pricey, although some of the desks are. But like, it's got a capacity of like, I don't know, something like 225 pounds or something. You can like sit on this thing and stuff. Derp inflatable escape pod. Oh, that's cool. What am I here for? Oh, replacing the antenna. So yeah, it's a fairly pricey thing, but I am enjoying it. It's probably this guy. High gain antenna. Where's your actual antenna stats? Oh, do I have to right click? Yeah, there we go. So the antenna we were using before was a 500K. This would be 5 million. Oh, this would be 15 Gs. I think this HG5 is all we need. Now, this will probably get ripped up on re-entry, though. So I'm also going to go and keep this guy here, which won't get ripped up on re-entry. So I could actually move this even down to here as part of the disposable stage, which might be a good idea. I mean, it won't get ripped up if I retract it, but then it also won't do anything. Here, let's do this then. Because this stage isn't coming back. Alright. That's probably fine. That one is also a relay. Oh, okay. But the one I'm using isn't, right? So this is a lot cheaper. Is there a separator for the Science Junior? No, we're bringing the Science Junior back. Which just made me think there's a chance our parachute might not be sufficient. I don't know. The parachute was wicked overkill for our probe previously. And yeah, we've probably like doubled the weight of the probe. But the parachute was like so overkill before. I bet you the one is going to be fine. Let's turn on the lights. Is it not L? Oh, baby! Oh, man, those are great lights. Part of me kind of wanted them to rotate, but also didn't, because I thought it might be too hard to like see the rotating lights, and I'd be like, oh, I guess I'm going to turn them off because it's giving me a headache or something. Oh, they are super glowy. I love them. Please, please, please don't be an atmospheric problem. And 3, 2, 1, launch. All right. We're going pretty fast. Now, we're not going to be able to gravity turn until the SRB. Oh, that's not true, because we do have winglets. Woo! I forgot. We have good control authority while we're in the atmosphere like this. Because the SRBs don't gimbal. Oh my god, we're going pretty fast. I might have wanted to, like, degrade them, or derate them a little bit, but I guess this is fine. And go for stage 2. They collided with each other and exploded. That's fine. Alright. Go, 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 turn. We're going to be way late on this gravity turn. That's okay, though. Orbit info. Actually, time to apoapsis isn't really moving up. If this shoots up really high and goes above, like, 1 minute at this point, it means we're going, like, way too vertical. Although, I got to be careful. If I go too horizontal, we'll start to flip and horrible things will happen. But this is actually pretty good. Yeah, I think I was using the Reliant for a while as opposed to the Swivel. We can get a material study here, but I'm going to save it for the moon because it's going to be worth a lot more there, since we can only use it one time. We can't, I mean, we could transmit it, although we won't get the full science of it. And even if we do transmit it, we won't be able to reuse it. So, there we go. It will climb, like, sort of higher, faster. But no, this is okay. I mean, we may want to go a little higher to get a little bit less atmosphere before we went completely horizontal like this. But no, I'm pretty pleased with this. This is the sort of thing I like. This is going to be a very nice and efficient thing. Fairly cheap circularization. These, yeah, the air is pretty thin. These heat effects aren't actually meaningful. And yeah, I don't think the lights are physics enabled, so. Because otherwise they would have been causing a ridiculous amount of drag and we would have been able to see it. So that pleases me greatly. So we're going to try to make ourselves burn completely horizontal here, just to give ourselves as much circularization as possible. And done. Do that. Kill that engine, though. We're just going to coast until we're in space. With the lights. How's the battery with the lights? Oh, that's a good question. So they are draining, but yeah, not that much. Goodbye, Ascent Stage. I know we're not recovering you, but that's fine. This is a cool looking ship. With these lights? Oh my god, it's great! I'm so happy! So, I don't know if I have the mech jab option set to auto-deploy. I shall see. As soon as we go into space. Come on, space! No. Hide this. Yeah, it's not here. You have to unlock something else to be able to set the auto deployment of these tools. See, no, what we've done, this is smart. Even though, like, there's no sun right now, right? We're on the dark side, but we have lights, which are keeping the solar panels lit, therefore generating power, therefore we'll never run out of power. Laws of thermodynamic. What is that? We'll extend this antenna. We don't need it right now, but that's okay. I don't think it adds to our power load unless we're transmitting. Okay, so material study, we're still not doing it. We are going to fast forward time until we're about a minute off of the apoapsis. 3, 2, 1, and about there. First Dalek in space, what have you done? Oh, I mean, the thing is, our design was the one thing, but we could name this mission something else, right? Oh, look, shaking its tail like that. Come on, get up. Get retrograde, procade, things. There we go. Be nice when we get better probes to do that. And at some point, we'll be unlocking the MechJeb controls as well. What I like about MechJeb is that all the various steering controls that do make your life a lot easier are actually locked through the career. So you have to unless you change a thing in the settings, so you have everything unlocked from the start. You do have to do everything manually at first, but then after you've done everything a few times manually, then you start to get more and more buttons to automate things, and that's great. I think it's well balanced for career mode. And we're now orbital, somewhat circular. And there we go. We got this. Now we haven't upgraded our command station and stuff, so we can't do maneuvers and stuff. But getting to the moon is really easy. The shortcut to the moon: go into map mode, look down from the north, put the moon at 12 o'clock, and what you want to do is you want to start your burn right around here. Basically, once you see the moon rise above Kerbal, that's your go time. So we're just going to fast forward here. It just so happens that it works out that way. It's very convenient. And Min-Miss is very similar as well. So you can eyeball things. We do have enough money to do the upgrade, but it's sort of nice to be able to do it. Oh, I picked the wrong way to rotate, but that's okay. Oh, everything's glowing. I could turn off my lights, I suppose, because I'm on the sunny side. Click. Look how majestic this is. Screenshots. Although just the animation is nice, And I was going to say I've probably overshot. Turn back. Oh. We really have no reaction wheels. We have power, right? Yeah. But yeah, we have no reaction wheels. I might actually have to turn on the engine for a second just to use its gimbling. You ever tried KSP with hottest flight stick controllers? No, not yet. Oh, hey, there's the moon. Okay, so as soon as we come around prograde, we hit the gas. SAS on, hit the gas. Woo! Okay, so now what we're doing is we're pushing out our orbit in such a way that our apoapsis will interact with the orbit of the moon. And because of where we're burning, it's going to push the apoapsis around here. And that so happens that it'll work out that by the time we get out there, the moon will have come around there as well. So we will meet the moon somewhere around here. If we had our upgrades to the tracking station and things, then, come on, stay centered on the prograde. Then it would be really easy to see when it would interact, plus we'd be able to do maneuvers and stuff. But we're gonna be fine. We don't have to get all the way to line, because we'll intersect the moon's sphere of influence somewhat before that. But we don't know exactly where, so... Okay, I'm willing to bet that's going to be sufficient. Here, maybe I'll just... There. We'll probably enter the sphere of influence somewhere over here, but that's going to be fine. We're relatively planar, which is nice. Excellent. So now there ain't nothing for us to do but wait. Quick save. Time warps. Time warps to 100. It will stop us when we can get new science, and that's letting us know about the high orbit stuff, but that's fine. So we just have to fast forward until we get a sphere of influence change. Power is good, because we do have solar power. Have I done it right? I might have had to go a little further. I don't think so. I think the moon's going to catch us. Bam! Excellent. Okay. So, there is the moon. It's awfully dark. Here, we're going to get our lights back on. We're far from home. We got our little antenna there. I mean, really what we need to do, it'd be cool if it rotated to point to, the next station down the line, but that's fine. So we're going to collect atmospheric pressure. Spoiler alert, it's going to be 0. And we're going to transmit this. You can see it sort of chunks it a little bit. It's fine. There we go. We're going to reclaim that. Getting a bunch of world first milestones. Just going to let the power regenerate here, which actually, if we accelerate time, it'll be a little better. There we go. Temperature scan, transmit. And if we accelerate time, the rate at which the science transmits is in real time. The rate at which your power generates is in game time. So if you have problems where like the transmission is burning your power too fast, you can fast forward and you can balance your power usage to your transmission. Effectively, the way to think about it is you're transmitting sort of slower in game time by doing it that way. It'd be neat if you could like tune this to like throttle the various rates or something. But anyway, material studies 50 here. I believe, now here's a thing to consider. Am I going to smack into the moon? And the answer is apparently yes. So let's try not to do that. That's the one thing with not having the planning stuff. We want to burn, I don't remember if it's called radial or anti-radial, but we want to go to the blue one. We want to burn towards the right from this point of view, which is this blue ball pointing outwards. Then we could probably do it by burning, you know, prograde or retrograde or something. But here, it's going to be the easiest to do this. What we're doing is we're shifting our orbit a little bit to the side so that we miss the moon. I don't think it's going to take a lot of burning. Hey, there we go. Our periapsis is now above the lunar surface. Hooray! Litho breaks some speed off, yeah. So that's great. So we can quick save here. We will fast forward until we are in low lunar orbit. So right now, material study would be worth 50. I think it's 75 in low lunar orbit. Oh, look at that! Okay, fast forward. I just didn't want to go by at 1,000. Oh, pretty moon! It's what, 75K? 60K. There we go. So 75 science. So yes, I'm pretty pleased now with deploying all the science experiments, including the material study. See, we can only transmit it for 50% of its science, so we need to keep that one. I will transmit the atmospheric scan. We'll do a little fast forward again. Finish the transmit. Excellent. We'll transmit the temperature scan. A little fast forward again. Okay. How pretty. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to allow ourselves to leave the sphere of influence of the moon. Now, while we're at periapsis, if we had an upgraded tracking station, while we're at the periapsis, it would be the ideal time for us to tweak our path so that our return to Kerbal is as comfortable as possible. We're not going to have that luxury, so we're going to have to let ourselves sort of slingshot off the moon and see how we end up. But luckily, we don't have to deal with... and we get really low here. We don't have to deal with life support or anything like that, so we're going to be A-okay. If it takes us a while to get back. Time warp up. There we go. And we're just going to time warp up to 1,000 here. And we're just going to wait until it pops us out of the sphere of influence of the moon. We're going to see what our situation is. There we go. So, this is our new orbit. It's not ideal, but it's going to be okay. So what we're going to do is we're just going to fast forward until we get to the apoapsis, highest point in our orbit. And remember, whenever you make a change in your orbit, you're always changing everything else about your orbit. And in particular, the biggest change is at the point at the opposite side of the orbit where you are. So the best way for us to get our orbit to be low enough for us to intersect our home planet again would be for us to take up the point that's already as low as possible, the periapsis, and lower it. So we want to be at the opposite of the periapsis so that we have to do as little burning as possible to bring our orbit to collide with the planet again. Or not so much collide with the planet, but collide with the atmosphere so that we can break. So we're going to get ourselves close to the apoapsis. At this point, we're so far away that, like, being 10 minutes off is hardly meaningful. We have tons of delta V. We have ludicrous delta V. We have enough delta V we could send ourselves to Mars. We don't have enough signal strength for that. And also, without the tracking station upgrades, we wouldn't really be able to plan it. But yeah, we could do something crazy. But what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to turn to be retrograde. So retrograde, we want to take energy out of our orbit, which will shrink its size down. And go for burn. So we're bringing down our periapsis here. I'm just doing a very light burn, actually. Because it takes very little to make a big change on the other side at this point. And I don't want to overshoot it. And, whoops, I overshot it a little bit. Because I want to go within the atmosphere, which is anything below 75k, but not so low. I want low enough that I'm not just going to skim the atmosphere and go through. But if it's too low, it means we're going to come in a little too steeply. What you want to do is you want to maximize how much air there is between you and the ground. And if you go straight down, there's only that much air. But if you go in at an angle, then you've got this much air between you and the ground. And therefore, you can brake more comfortably. So I like to target, depending on how my mission is, usually around 25k. 25k tends to guarantee that you're hitting thick enough air that you're not just going to skim through and pass through, but also that it's going to be a fairly nice long deceleration through the air. That's going to be fine. So I'm pleased with this. Turn off the SAS. There's really nothing for us to do anymore. We'll do a quick save. We'll time warp. 10,000, but it's going to accelerate a lot here as we get pulled closer and closer and closer. Kerbin's pulling us in right now. So we're accelerating. You can see our orbital speed up and up and up and up. And okay, stop there so we don't go too far. And bring it down. All right, we can really work with this at this point. That's going to be okay. Excellent. So, I mean, we have so much delta V, but it's just going to go away, but that's okay. I guess I want to hold on to this as long as possible so we get the solar panels as long as we can. I'll just dump it just before we enter the atmosphere. Even after we enter the atmosphere would be fine and safe, but oh, there we go. So we're entering the atmosphere now, which is fine. I'm just going to set ourselves kind of sideways here because I don't want to drop it in front of us. I want to sort of drop it above us or something like that. There we go, something like that. And this heat is not good. We want to make sure we're facing this way. Oh no! 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 You ain't seen nothing. You ain't seen nothing. That didn't happen. Anywho, so we're back over here, and we're just gonna fast forward a bunch until we enter the whoa! I don't want to have to repeat that. I fast forwarded too much. Like, that's one of the reasons I wanted to dump it outside of the atmosphere, is so that I could point myself properly before we ended in there. But I fast forwarded way too much. All right, take it easy. Okay, that's more than good. Let's try this again. Because yeah, this maneuver to sort of turn sideways and dump it off to the side and then get back to retrograde was too much. All right, there we go. Now it's a lot easier to control. We'll just get to retrograde. And SAS on. There we go. Everything's going to be fine. I don't know what you guys are talking about. There was no problem whatsoever. I don't think it matters, but I'm going to close those doors because it'll look better if we're coming in with the doors closed. And the heat shield facing buttwards, which is what we're looking for. Now, this shape is probably not aerodynamically stable, so it's going to be important that we leave SAS on. Kerbal saws. There's no Kerbal in here. It's just a bot, so it's okay. There we go. Keep us facing properly. I'll take a little bit of risk and accelerate, although that's probably a terrible idea. Oh, that's okay. That was the other bit. Wait, why are we heating up? Okay, there we go. Nope. What the hell was getting super hot there? Super hot. And again, I don't know if it's the core. It might be the antenna. Might be the antenna. Might have just been a visual glitch, though, because it went away instantly, so I don't know. I should have done the thing where we mount the antenna sort of up here again. More little explosions, I think, as other things re-enter. Or maybe they're sonic booms. So yeah, that's okay. Well, we're not going to renew this one. We're going to call that one dead. We did transmit all of our science except for the material bay. That bot was having too hard of a time. It might have been the antenna. It might have been the antenna. But also I think the bot was having a hard time staying properly retrograde. We'll get a better probe core that will lock to retrograde in the future. But we still got crap tons of science. We didn't bring back the material bay. Honestly, if I'd sent it without the material bay, we could have just like crash landed it into the moon or something like that, and that would have been kind of cool. I'm supposed to be at the KSC. And I am at the KSC, except that I'm not. Is there a way to reset your camera? Like, it's letting me click on things. It thinks the KSC is here. Yeah, it's a global warning. The Earth melted while we were gone. Like, if we go into the vehicle assembly building, find out it's yeah, we could use the Delta V to slow us down. I mean, we shouldn't have needed to. We shouldn't have needed to. Let's see. Hey, there we go. Excellent. All right, we're going to make an airplane. Yeah, we got tons of science, as you can see. Let's get more airplane parts. Ooh, subsonic flight bits. Duct fans and things. More aerodynamic bits. Oh, we get some cool looking cockpits. And science module. I mean, we're going to also want to like be ready to send a person to space, but no, man, airplanes. We could probably just do it like this. We've got a jet engine. Micro ducted fan engine might be fun to play with, though. I guess, okay, we'll get all these modular wings. We'll get the structural parts just to have them unlocked, and we'll see what we can do with this. We might want to upgrade the runway so it's not super lumpy. So, there's going to be a Kerbal that's going to die here. So poor old nonsense speaker. I mean, I'm not gonna intentionally kill him, but airplanes kill more Kerbals than anything else. So we'll get this little cockpit here. Now, under, I believe, aerodynamics will be your air intakes. So you can do this, for example. And there's engine nacelles. There's all kinds of things. Yeah, that's all right. So we'll get a nice old. Oh, are these just the liquid tanks? No. Why is there a little liquid drop? Oh, is that from the expansion? Liquid fuel tank. This is going to be a stubby little plane if I do this. Which actually might be kind of fun. I don't know how controllable this would be, though. But it would go like a bat out of hell. I mean, it's basically just a pilot strapped to the side of an air-breathing rocket. Wing, wing, wing. Kind of Delta-ish. What do we want? A little swept wing like this. Crazy. I want the center of lift behind the center of mass. Which is going to be tough, and we're going to get, like if we throw in some winglets in here. Well, maybe. Yeah. Oh, those are too low. This has got some potential. You. Symmetry mode. Copy. Nope, not that. Copy this. Turn off symmetry mode. Turn on snapping. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to move it inside because it'll look a hell of a lot better. All right. We need a name. Curiosity's hammer. So this is going to be the Petra space plane. Curiosity's hammer. Oh, that looks safe. Oh, you want it to be safe? Hold on, I'll make it safe. I got you. Don't worry about it. There. Now it's safe. I guess we need some control surfaces on the wings themselves for rolls. Some little elevons. There, we're done. I don't know what's gonna happen with this. Can't be good. What is that little nubbin? Oh, this landing, or the landing gear there. Yeah, that looks stupid. Let's put it back a little. Oops, that's not what I meant to do at all. Undo. Grab the move tool. There, it's hidden. I would like it to be a little further forward. This landing might not be the most stable thing in the universe. But that's okay, right? I mean, who cares about landings? So we have a rudder. These things, these winglets have our control surfaces. They tilt and things and will be used for different stuff. All right. The most lethal thing you can do in Kerbal is try to fly a plane. Let's do it. Flip the wheel 180? I guess you could. I mean, it's not, like, realistically, like, with the front of the plane being that way, the wheels go down that way, so it's a hard lock. Because otherwise, if they came like this, and then you get a hard landing, it could actually flip the wheels back up. So it's more realistic this way. Although... Oh, I wasn't quite expecting that. I didn't realize my rear wheels wouldn't be far enough back. Okay, that's fine. But tail skid. Oh yeah, yeah. I see what you're saying. If it was tail dragger instead. Turn off snapping. There we go. A little more fine control. Let's try that instead. That's so much a MiG-29. Is it? Plane scraps its ass along the runway. That is very likely to happen. Planes in Kerbal. I mean, Kerbal is not designed to be a flight simulator, so the flight controls are often a little bit rough, as a lot of things. Now, I do have... this bad boy, which can do a lot of things for you. In particular, adding the standard fly-by-wire is nice because it helps to dampen some of the inputs and make it better. Here, we'll turn on the safety light. Everything's going to be fine. We've got our safety light on, so nothing can possibly go wrong. Right, nonsense speaker? Exactly. Full throttle, SAS on, go! Look how much Delta V we have. Is that 5.7 million? This thing can fly forever. All right, V1 rotate. Yep, I just try not to slap the tail on the ground. Oh, it's a little nose heavy. Oh no, there it goes. I think the fly-by-wire was doing bad things for us for a second. Oh, it's going like a bat out of hell. Woohoo! Vroom. Yeah, oh man. That is good. Actually, who needs the SAS? Not me. Whoosh. Are we going supersonic? Holy cow! And we're still accelerating. Well, shit. Let's pull up and see what we can do. I'm surprised I didn't just rip my wings off. I haven't actually done a plane that looks quite like this before. We're still accelerating. We're at like a 35-degree pitch and still accelerating. The paint's coming off. There's the moon. All right, we can fly to the moon this way. Okay, we're now decelerating here. So we'll level off a little. Now, these engines all have different ratings for atmospheric density as well as speeds that they're sort of optimal with. And we're going to start to hit some of those ceilings. No, we're still accelerating right now, though. I think this engine will really cap out about 15K and really can't practically climb any higher than that. Jeez! Vroom. Still super maneuverable. It's a little harder. We might have wanted more elevons for these rolls to be ready at, like, because the air's a little thinner now. Level. Fly at exactly 90. No need to speed control. Vertical motion, try to keep climbing at 50. And engage cruise flight control here. There you go. Yeah, stay locked at 90. I could have just told it level flight, I suppose. Here. So it's going to try to keep climbing at 50. Oh, no. Vertical motion's got to be kicked on. There we go. This thing is a beast! Alright. Let's switch to standard fly-by-wire. Let's go ahead and try to bring her home. This turn... I was worried it might be a little aggressive here. But no. I don't think we're about to rip the rings off or anything. Suppose I could throttle down as well. No, we gotta get home fast. More fast, more better. Oh man, there's mods you can get that out, all kinds of weaponry and stuff to Kerbal. You can make fighter planes. Like a curvature of the Earth. Turns out, Kerbin is round. It's not flat. That's clearly just an illusion. Throttle down, what does that mean? I know, right? It's a good day to fly. Alright, landing is so bad. Landing is so hard. I mean, it is the hardest part of any true flight simulator stuff, too. Like, everything else is actually fairly simple. I mean, navigating long distances can be tricky and you can get lost. But other than that, everything's fine. Until you try to land. We set a waypoint for it to try to follow, too. Alright, does anyone remember... Oh, we're getting some heat. Really? Getting a heat warning on the fuselage. How do I... Pick. There we go. Waypoint picked. So it's going to try to steer itself towards the waypoint I set. Oh, there I can see the KSC now. All right. I don't actually need it then. All right. I'm going to throttle way down. And instruct an altitude change to 1 kilometer. Say, yeah, our speed's probably going to keep climbing, and it is. Normally what I do in Kerbal, because the landings can be quite hard, is I just put parachutes all over the plane. And my landing is, are we going 1,800 kilometers an hour? Wow. I guess we still are. My landing is really just, the G-forces of the pull-up here. Is just initiating parachutes while near the ground. I think it's going to the other waypoint here, so I'm actually going to go to standard fly-by-wire here. Because I think that's the VAB over there. I mean, we're going way too fast. Okay, well, at least we're no longer supersonic. I got basically no thrust. I'm bleeding off some speed by like doing a little bit of climbing and doing some S turns, but we're way too high. Whee! I'm not sure I can complete this before we hit the ground. Oh yeah, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Everything's okay. Yeah, alright, we're good. So there's really hard turns here. Alright, I feel comfortable throttling up again. I mean, we can't completely just kill the gas. Okay, so somewhere over there should be our landing strip. Nonsense Speaker might survive this. I know, a lot of people will be disappointed, although possibly not Nonsense Speaker. Is it right there? It is. Alright. Keep accelerating. Alright, we'll bring us down to like 10% throttle here, because apparently we have a lot of power. Alright, I think that's plenty of bleed off. We'll just go for lining it up now. Be nice to have flaps. Okay. Looks mostly good. Speed still maybe a little high. We'll deploy the landing gear, which will increase our drag. Keep accelerating. I don't know, I guess I'll bring the engines basically to cut. Feel like we're coming in a little fast. And high. Sync rate, sync rate, sync rate. Maybe a little high. Guys, you want to get higher? I think we might be coming in for a grass landing. Do we declare missed approach? Go around? Nah. Break. Woohoo! Oh no, I thought he survived! I was like, no, he survived! He lost the engine, but... Oh, Nonsense Speaker! Oh, God! Oh, the Kermanity! Airplanes in Kerbal. They kill more Kerbals per flight hour than anything ever done in Kerbal. It's basically a death sentence. I had to pull the handbrake. Yeah, maybe I braked too hard. I mean, we weren't lined up on the runway, so there were some rough bits over here too. And really, our landing gear arrangement was always going to be pretty sketchy. You should have put him on the wing. Yeah, you would have survived there. That's it. No revert. We're not going to revert. Just go to Space Center. And we have another one buried in the graveyard. That's 2. Just eject before landing. Need more lights, it's true. Every time Kerbal kills a Kerbal, take a shot. Wow! That's dangerous. Well, there you go, folks. That brings us to the end of today's Kerbal stream. My plan is to continue these on Mondays for Kerbal MUNDAYS. And our next step really is going to be to recruit a new scientist. Oh, let's recruit a couple of pilots right now. Fallen God Zero, welcome to our space program. And we better get a backup pilot. Oh, we don't have a scientist yet either. Get a scientist. Scampy is going to be a scientist for us. Nice. And I guess we'll leave it there because we're not going to have enough money to do anything else. But excellent. We got a little bit of a pool. So 2 engineers, 2 scientists. Actually, I didn't realize we still had one. So we have Dradius. Oh, that's right. Yeah. So Fallen God Zero, Dradius, Scampy. Does Scanker, an engineer, and Sleeping Turtle, an engineer. And yes, Rip Sir Knackle, Sir Salty, and Nonsense Speaker. Good times. Good times. And this is a different mod over here that I've got to hire people in a different way. But I like the Twitch viewer thing. That's pretty fun. Where are the ribbons? I don't know if he earned any ribbons for doing these flights. Oh, no, that's right. Nonsense Speaker got a ribbon posthumously, for awarded to any Kerbal completing at least a single mission as a pilot. Actually, I guess that would have been, no, just from his actual space mission, because he was a pilot in that mission. So there you go. Rip Nonsense Speaker. Thanks for watching, folks. The tail skid would have saved you. That's probably true, Daniel Dansku. That's probably